Glick and Stern. Thank you.
I think your notes are mixed
No,
up.
it's not that? Okay, I'm sorry.
Not that.
Dearly beloved, thank you on this wonderful occasion of this couple joined in holy matrimony, Dennis and Sally, today.
But we're not here for a wedding.
He's not married?
No, well, he's married.
Your pastor's not married? What a scandal that is. Wait a minute, he's going to take our picture. Oh, he took up my picture. There I was. Had my mouth open. Okay. Are you married, by the way, young man?
Yes, I am.
You are. What is your name again? I can't remember.
My name is Pastor Tom.
Pastor Tom.
Yeah.
You have a last name, or was Pastor your first name?
Well, when you hear my last name, it's Fotenhauer.
Fotenhauer. And
Yeah.
you're married?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
good. She's kept her maiden name, I presume.
No, she took my name.
She took your name?
Yes.
She took the name of Fotenheiten,
Fotenhauer.
That's what
They
I
can
said.
They can all say it.
Forrest and Burden.
No, Don, it's fo.
Ten.
How. Fotenhauer.
How. Well, that sounds good. Well,
Close enough.
Okay, I appreciate you being here. Thank you. You're the assistant pastor?
Yes. One
Okay,
of the
you may sit down now. Okay, you're not worthy to really. Okay, thank you. Go sit down and
You've
have
got
your dessert.
28 minutes left. Don.
Yeah, well, guess what? I came 1,000 miles. I'm going to take as long as I want, young man. That's all there is to it. I love it. I'm the assistant pastor of this church, and I make $75 a week, and that's not enough. I'm the head pastor of this church, and I make $100 a week, and that's not enough. I'm the music minister of this church, and I make $850 a week, and there's no business like show business. Isn't that the truth? Thank you very much. It's good to be here tonight to honor Reverend Glick. Obviously a phony name. He changed it somewhere along the line. Glick, it's good to be here. It's a good banquet, too. Thank you for inviting me. I normally don't get to go to banquets this good. I was at one the other night. The place was a little shady. It was not a very nice place. The waiter brought out, we had pork chops. The waiter brought it out. He had his thumb on my pork chop. I said, "Sir, I don't really appreciate you having your thumb on my pork chop." He said, "Well, I wasn't about to drop that thing a second time." So, anyway, thank you for inviting me because I live in Indiana. Yes, you're happy to be in Florida too, aren't you? I live in Fort Wayne, Indiana, of course, which is a mecca of Lutheranism there, okay? And I'm the director of worship at Promise Lutheran Church. It's a young church. It's only 11 years old. Started by a group of older Lutherans who felt that the churches were ministering to them, but not their kids and grandkids. So the district said, "Why don't you start that church?" So we did. Very, very young sound. We did contemporary music right from the start. And they took it about 10 years, and then they said, "Don, we want you to come in and now be the director of worship, take it kind of to another level." So I'm there now as the director of worship, and it's a lot of fun. And you know, Promise, our church name was Promise. We're trying to think of the name. How should we name our church? Well, St. Paul's has been used. Trinity has been used. You know, what are you going to call a Lutheran church? So, apparently, the story goes like this. One of our elders happened to look in his refrigerator. And he saw a tub of Promise margarine. And he said, "Why don't we name the church Promise Lutheran Church?" And everybody said that was a good one. You know, promise will be for you and your future generation, you for your children's children. And when I first heard that, I said, you know, it's just a good thing he didn't have a tub of country crock in there. Because that would have been a terrible name for a Lutheran church, right? Anyway, so I am a Lutheran. I want you to know that I was born in Fort Wayne, Indiana at Lutheran Hospital. I've been Lutheran since day zero. All of my friends are Lutheran. I married a Lutheran. All of her friends were Lutheran. All of our relatives are Lutheran. Our children are Lutheran. Our children's friends are all Lutheran. Did you ever hear the phrase, "never a dull moment"? Around our house, there's always a dull moment with all them Lutherans together. We are not a lively bunch. How many of you are Lutheran? Raise your hand tonight, okay? Then you know what I'm talking about, don't you? I get to travel around. I've been to all 50 states. I've done at least one concert in all 50 states. And if you don't think that's tough finding a bunch of Lutherans in Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire, you don't know what you're talking about, let me tell you. I did 2/3 of the Missouri Synod Lutheran churches in Maine on a Wednesday and Thursday night. Yeah, I did 2 out of 3 of them. I've been to all 50 states. I've seen all these Lutherans, and I have a wonderful time. Lutherans are a fired-up bunch. Thank you. Thank you for that assurance. You're all going, uh-huh, okay, yeah, okay. But I want you to know the second dullest Lutherans in the world are from Iowa. Some of you are from Iowa, aren't you? Then you know what I'm talking about. Here is a Lutheran from Iowa having a good time. That's about it right there. Here's a Lutheran from Iowa having a real good time. Oh. I'm right, aren't I, huh? Yeah. You know you're a Lutheran when you watch Star Wars and they say, "May the Force be with you," and you stand up and go, "And also with you!" Can you imagine having someone who's a humorist as your director of worship? Isn't that a fun idea? And I try and incorporate that. We have a liturgy according to Garrison Keillor every week, pretty much. But I try and do things differently. We do all the elements of worship and everything, and which is funny because we live in Fort Wayne, and the seminary is there. You know what I'm talking about? Okay. And they're a little down on this contemporary worship anyway. And then they come over to our place and they look at us, and we usually get somebody every once in a while to come up and say, "You know, you don't do it the right way. You should be doing it this way. And if you don't do it this way, then it's not really the right way," and everything. And we just kind of pat them on the back of the, as we're sending them out the door and say, "Thank you. There are a lot of churches in Fort Wayne. And I'm sure there's one of them that'll do it your way." And so we say, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. Because you know why? We're just trying to communicate in a little different language. Let me give you an example. Our confession absolution the other day. Our secretary's son is kind of an ADD kid, which is one of them came up to me at church the other day and he says, "How many ADD kids does it take to screw in a light bulb? Hey, look at the rabbit over there." Now you know that's true if you have a kid, okay? That's right. So anyway, her son is just this wonderful little kid with a lot of enthusiasm and fire. And I said, "You want to help me, Tyler? You want to help me on the service?" He said, "Oh, yeah. Do I get to wear a microphone?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Oh, boy, yeah, I'll do this, yeah." So sure enough, the choir sang a song. And then I had Tyler out in the audience. He's mic'd. And he comes running down the middle aisle. And he jumps up on stage. And he yells to his mom in the choir. He says, Mom, is it true that from dust thou art and dust thou shalt return?" And she says, "Yes, son, that's true." He said, "Well, you better come look under my bed because somebody's either coming or going." And then what do we talk about? We talk about, yeah, we're either in the process of being born or the process of dying. In between is called life, and in life there's a problem. It's called sin. And we come here today to confess our sins to God our Father, knowing that He hears us and He loves us and He forgives us. And that's a great message. And it's just told in a little different way. That's what we do it. So if you come to Fort Wayne, you come to Promise, okay? You come and listen to us and everything. I got a